Hi, my name is Luke Alexandru, and this is one of my original songs. It's called Rosé Wine. You're my rosé wine, I sip you all the time. Let's get lost in a daydream in the back of my mind. We'll lay here on the grass, the bottle in our hands. Raindrops and roses, you make me feel so golden. Take a walk with me in paradise. Magenta meadows filled with pretty lies. Moonlight kisses floating in the nighttime. I could see that sparkle in your eyes. Turn the lights low, yeah, we got nowhere to go. I feel you breathing real slow. Just let your head come in close. And there'll be slow dancing, and we'll be romancing. You're my rosé wine, I sip you all the time. Let's get lost in a daydream in the back of my mind. We'll lay here on the grass, the bottle in our hands. Raindrops and roses, you make me feel so golden. She the sunshine of my life, she brightens up my whole day. The rainbow in the sky after a hurricane. Pour another drink, you're my rosé wine. I sit and think about you, baby, all the time. Each year I fall in more love with you. Each day we wake up, it feels brand new. This love could last forever if you just take a chance. The summer was the best I ever had when you turned the lights low and we had nowhere to go. I felt your breathing real slow. You let your head come in close. And there was slow dancing, and we were romancing. Whoa, whoa, you're my rosé wine, I sip you all the time. Let's get lost in a daydream in the back of my mind. We'll lay here on the grass, the bottle in our hands. Raindrops and roses, you make me feel so golden. La-di-da-da-da, la-di-da-da-da. Raindrops and roses, you make me feel so golden. La-di-da-da-da, la-di-da-da-da. Raindrops and roses, you make me feel so golden. You're my rosé wine, I sip you all the time. Let's get lost in a daydream. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Luca. Thank you. What a way to begin. Thank you, Luca. So good morning. Good morning. We are here this morning on the traditional land of the Matinacock people. I'm Reverend Jaye Brooks. For a short time longer, I'm a minister of this congregation, along with Reverend David Carl Olson and our lead minister, the Reverend Dr. Natalie Fenimore. Both are here today to participate in this service, and it has been such an honor and a pleasure, a delight to serve on the ministry team with them and with this year's student minister, Errol de los Santos. In this congregation, we create loving religious community, encourage spiritual growth, and build a more just and joyful world. We gather each Sunday morning on site and online to restore the balance of our spirits, to celebrate the joys of life and find the strength to meet our sorrows. And in the earliest meaning of the word worship, to consider ideas that are worthy of our time and attention. Unitarian Universalism is a religious tradition that values diversity and embraces the wisdom of all faiths. We use science, reason, and the gifts of the Spirit to explore life's mystery and meaning. In this tradition, we know that people need not think alike to love alike. This month, our learning and worship theme is delight. How appropriate. And today and all month, there are many opportunities to experience delight and joy in the embrace of this loving religious community. Today, immediately after the service, the Board of Trustees is hosting a brunch to celebrate the 4 years we have experienced together during Shelter Rock's developmental ministry. There will be cake. Now, I admit, although there is much to celebrate today, leaving you is bittersweet. I'm delighted with the positive changes Shelter Rock has made, including the new strategic plan and the confirmation of my amazing colleague, Reverend Dr. Natalie Fenimore, as lead minister. I have been blessed to minister alongside Natalie. She brings both vision and balance to her work. Yes. I will miss you, especially since I will observe the customary ministry of absence for at least a year after my departure. So my delight is tempered by the poignancy of parting. But today, in addition to cake, there is something else to delight you and lift your spirits: the annual congregational meeting. It begins at 1 p.m. here and online, so come and be delighted. Just eat your cake first. Today our service includes a special choral anthem and a new song by Bruce Torf. I'm grateful to have worked with so many talented musicians during my 4 years here, and especially the magnificent music director, Stephen Michael Smith, who has delighted me with his creativity and skill. See what I did there? Delight. Now, let's center ourselves for worship and the consideration of what is worthy. With the lighting of our chalice, Reverend Dr. Fenimore reminds us of the meaning of this act.
Each Sunday, we light the chalice of our religious heritage. We do this for our ancestors who taught us through their various religious traditions and by the actions of justice and hope. We do this for our children who are learning the traditions we teach and who learn more through our actions than our words. We do this for ourselves so that we are inspired to remember our beginnings, to reflect on who we are now, and to spread our wings as we understand who we seek to become. And now our opening words from the poet Lucille Clifton, Roots.
Call it our craziness, even. Call it anything.
It is the life thing within us that will not let us die.
Even in death's hand, we fold the fingers up and call them greens and grow on them.
We hum them and we make music.
Call it our wildness, then. We are lost from the field of flowers. We become a field of flowers.
Call it our craziness.
Our wildness.
Call it our roots.
It is the light in us.
It is the light of us.
It is the light. Call it whatever you have to.
Call it anything. Please rise in body or spirit and wear a mask to sing our opening hymn, number 108, My Life Flows On.
Please remain standing or seat yourself if that is more comfortable as we say together our words of affirmation. Love is the doctrine of this congregation. The quest for truth is its sacrament, and service is its prayer. To dwell together in peace, to seek knowledge and freedom, to serve human need. This do we affirm and covenant with each other. And now please don a mask to sing our song of affirmation.
So reading The Moment by Margaret Atwood. The moment when, after many years of hard work and a long voyage, you stand in the center of your room. House, half-acre, square mile, island country, knowing at last how you got there, and say, I own this, is the same moment when the trees unloose their soft arms from around you, the birds take back their language, the cliffs fissure and collapse, the air moves back from you like a wave, and you can't breathe. No, they whisper, you own nothing. You were a visitor, time after time, climbing the hill, planting the flag, proclaiming, we never belonged to you. You never found us. It was always the other way around.
I have always been a visitor. I never found you. It was always the other way around. I am so grateful for the many people who have worked to make this developmental ministry flourish, and especially would like to recognize today and appreciate the developmental transition team. Janet Bendowitz, Ami Baladkar, Paul Carbone, Mary Laudner, Klaus Mesich, and Christina Richer. And for the first 2 years, Michelle Arrowwood, who has moved away and so isn't pictured, but there are the others. Over the past 4 years, the transition team has volunteered hundreds of hours of time and given their energy to support Shelter Rock's developmental ministry. Not only did they meet regularly with me to discuss plans and progress, they also led or participated in many of the projects that were part of our developmental work. So if any of the transition team are on site today, would you give us a wave? Yeah, okay. I'm grateful to all of them and to you for your support of the work they have led. And now it's a pleasure to invite Barry Noble to come forward and tell us something about our scholarship winners.
Good morning, everyone. In 2005, the Music Committee was looking for a way to continue our talent show tradition, and our current music director, Stephen Michael Smith, came up with the idea of starting a scholarship program to honor the memory of our late music director, Edward Miller. I was committee chair at that time and took up Stephen's idea and ran with it. Fortunately, I made the acquaintance of Susan Weber of the Nassau Music Educators Association. It has been her scholarship committee that has enabled us and found for us so many deserving music students over the years. Since our founding, we have distributed over $50,000 in prize money to 31 deserving music students graduating from 22 different high schools in Nassau County. Funding comes from you, the members of this congregation. Thank you for your generous contributions, and I hope to see you at our next fundraising event, the Cabaret at Shelter Rock, on the evening of Saturday, November 5th. A big thank you to all those who make the scholarship possible, most notably Cabaret Music Director Richard Bach, members of our music committee, and our music director Stephen Michael Smith. A special thank you to NMEA, the Nassau Music Educators Association Scholarship Committee, and its chair, Susan Weber, and our longtime collaborator and friend. And here today is the president of the Nassau Music Educators Association, Carl Sievertson. Come on up here, you two. Now, let me introduce to you this year's winners, who are each receiving $1,500 award. Cody Cañero is from Plain Edge High School, where he played principal sax in the concert band, jazz band, and wind ensemble, marching band, symphony orchestra, and pit orchestra. A member of the Triumph Music Honor Society, Cody has also performed with the Nassau Suffolk Performing Arts Wind Symphony, the Long Island Youth Orchestra, and the Farmingdale Village Pops. He participated in both baritone and alto sax in All Eastern, All National, All County, and New York State Band Directors Association All State Honors Band. In the fall, Cody will attend Binghamton University, majoring in, get this, aerospace engineering and music performance. Graduating from Syosset High School, Luca Alexandru plays jazz guitar, has also participated in select chorus, music theory, pit orchestra, and special ensembles. He was accepted to the New York All-State Mixed Choir singing bass and All-State Vocal Jazz Ensemble as guitarist, the All-National Jazz Ensemble on guitar, and the All-Eastern Composition Symposium. A singer-songwriter, Luca has composed, recorded, and produced original songs, releasing several singles and an EP, which I am told means extended play. Also, Luca has experience as a sound engineer, helping others to learn music apps. In the fall, Luca will be attending Berkeley College in Boston. Congratulations, Cody and Luca.
Thank you, Barry, and congratulations to our music scholarship winners. It is an amazing life this congregation has woven together with words and music and hard work and generosity. Speaking of generosity, it has become our practice here each month to choose a beneficiary, a nonprofit group that does work that is consistent with our Unitarian Universalist values. This month's offering benefits the UU Trauma Response Ministry. I've been part of the trauma response team for more than 10 years. It was born from the urgent needs of 9/11. And its trained responders support Unitarian Universalist congregations that have experienced tragic events. From national spotlight events like tornadoes or mass shootings, to incidents that are publicized only in the local community. If the UU Trauma Response Ministry is called, we respond. The team provides support, whether on-site or on Zoom, without charge to the congregations involved or payment to the responders. This vital ministry is funded by donations from congregations like this one. During times of tragedy, one of the most heartening messages to the affected congregation is, you are not alone. Please give as generously as you are able. Instructions are on the screen. And there's a donation box out in the lobby if you wish to write a check or deposit cash. Thank you all for your great hearts. Let's take a moment now to hold in love all the communities and all the human beings affected by tragedy, the disasters or violence, whatever it may be. As a loving religious community and as individual human beings, may we become more alert to unspoken losses and wounds. May we learn to see with the eyes of the Spirit and respond with the most tender compassion of the heart. As we pause for a moment in silence, may the Spirit of life and love fill us and expand outward to all who are in need. We close this silent prayer with 2 haiku for the beloved community. The hurts of the world press deeply upon us here. We hold them in love. Throw our heartbreak on the bright flame of the Spirit. Love's power rises. The poem I'm about to read, or at least I'm going to read the first part of it, is by Don Reagan, a member of the UU congregation of Fairfax, Virginia, a congregation I also served as a transition minister. Why do we do it? Why do we allow ourselves to love so deeply when we know there will be days like these, days we could have avoided, but that simply won't do. Not if we are really serious about living, not if we really want to know what it is to love, and to love with everything we have, with no hesitation, no pretense, no guardedness. To taste real joy, real life, we must accept days like these. No, not just accept, but embrace them. Hold them willingly, joyfully, recklessly. Make them a part of our finest moments. Make them capstones of our most precious love. And see that days like these are only a snapshot on the long timeline of choice, life or an illusion of comfort, love or a mirage of security. If it is life and love, if that is indeed the faith we are willing to choose, then yes, there will be days like these.
They say all things must pass, but it's so sad to see them go. I know I have to let go, but maybe not now while we're here together again. A warm look back that won't hurt us. Bask in the joy that's come and gone. But then time rolls on like it or not. Soon we'll be moving on. So raise your glass for the good times. Raise it up for what's ahead. What you love has come to an end. Something's about to begin. They say an ending's a beginning. From all I've seen, that must be true. I'd say our prospects are good. Maybe the things that we love will come back again. A bold look forward that won't hurt us. Imagine joy to come our way. Oh yes, time rolls on like it or not. Today celebrate the day and raise your glass for the good times. Raise it up for what's ahead. If what you love has come to an end, some
Bruce and Brace, I am so incredibly grateful. Thank you for that beautiful song. Something's about to begin. An ending is a beginning, and here we are, beginning again. Look back 4 years to the August of 2019. Consider what has happened since then. It's been remarkable. Loss, turmoil, new learning, resilience, and through it all, community. When the pandemic struck and we were pitched into lockdown, the first instinct of people here, and maybe people everywhere, was to latch on to their community, or find it, or build it. One of the recurring questions people were asking themselves is, what matters most? The question, what matters most, led this congregation into the purpose conversations. Over time, in small groups, almost entirely on Zoom, people here identified what is most important as a purpose for this congregation. Build heart-centered community. Encourage spiritual growth. Find ways to be of service. Community, spirituality, service. These are the 3 touchstones that emerged from lockdown and the gathering in of the purpose conversations. From these 3 touchstones, Shelter Rock created a strategic plan. June 30th marks the end of the first year of Shelter Rock's strategic plan. 4 more to go. But stop and pause. What do we see? Here's what I see. The yearning for community that arose during lockdown and is embedded in the strategic plan has been like a seed that this year has sprouted into Fourth Fridays and other opportunities for meaningful connection. The longing for spiritual growth has led to the inclusion of spiritual moments in what otherwise have been ordinary activities of community or service, and to more opportunities for spiritual deepening. The need to be of service, to create more opportunities for our members to have hands-on service to the local community, has linked this community with others and with local community groups. And this is only the beginning. As I look at you, and as I imagine the many of you who have told me that you're gathered online, I see your resilience, your commitment, your hope. I'm reminded of all the ways we have seen love combined with your sense of purpose, so this heart-centered congregation can reach both inward to the Spirit and outward to the world. You have so many wonderful ways to be and to become. But I have to say this. Although there is a strategic plan, there is not actually a roadmap. You have purpose. You have priorities. And you have something better than a map. You have that compass of the heart that will keep you asking, what really matters? With the answer that will always circle back to living and loving into your purpose. Nurture the sense of creative transformation that has brought you this far. And I beg of you, remember lockdown, because it's not always possible to feel balanced and in charge of transformation. We didn't then, but look what you have done. It's usually necessary to say, let's try this, let's experiment. There is that blessed unrest that moves us all to transformation. As your developmental minister on the cusp of my departure, I have to say, if you think that now your exploration is done and your congregational life will unfold like a well-rehearsed pageant, I've failed miserably and I apologize. And if you know that there are parts of you and parts of the heart of this congregation that are yet to be found, that some of them are quite beautiful, and that you can cope with whatever happens, then we've all done our job. Because you are beautiful, and you know you're on a journey together, and I have confidence in you. That's why I close this reflective moment with the conclusion of Don Reagan's insightful poem, Days Like These. Oh, how lucky we are who choose love, to see that these days point not backward but forward, that they prepare us for so much more, that they open us up to wholeness. So I say to the risk avoiders, stay away. I've made my choice, and I will make it again and again. I choose to raise my arms high and then pirouette my joyful, reckless signal to the world. Please rise in body or spirit as we sing together, wearing our masks. Life calls us on. Our closing words. Oh, please be seated, because I want you to remain seated for the postlude that Cody is going to share with us. May the tide, this is by Lucille Clifton, another wonderful poem by Lucille Clifton. May the tide that is entering even now, the lip of your understanding, carry you out beyond the face of fear.
May you kiss the wind, then turn from it, certain that it will love your back.
May you open your eyes to water, water waving forever.
And may you, in your innocence, sail through this to that.
May we sail through this to that.
Now we extinguish this chalice, but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts and out into all the world. Amen and blessed be.